Okay, what's up everybody? This is Matt here. Now before I get started on this video, I'm sure there's going to be some people out there going to disagree with some of the things I'm going to say, which is totally cool. I'm just putting this out there saying that these are what I know is truth and knowledge and some good tricks and facts and truths about driving in four-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles in general. Now with that being said, I know most people who watch my videos, most of you guys are people and friends of mine that I talk to all the time. But hopefully, if I just get one or two, maybe even three if I'm lucky, people who don't normally watch my videos that hear this, that don't know this stuff, and it helps them and gives them some knowledge and makes them safer and more prepared, then I've done my job as a survivalist in putting this information out there. Okay. Now, I've been driving around in this blizzard that we had. We got like up to 15, 16 inches in some spots dumped on us here on Long Island, New York, doing my snow removal contracts, and I was in my truck. I have a pretty big F-150, and I'm watching people stuck on the road. My first 15 minutes out in the blizzard in the whiteout, I pulled two people out of the snow trying to drive through this storm, and you can't even see. I shouldn't even been out in the truck in cars. First rule of thumb: lots of heavy snow. Don't go out if you don't have to. Right from the get-go. Now let's talk about four-wheel drive. Everybody thinks that when you have an SUV or truck with four-wheel drive that they're indestructible, or a lot of people think that I got a truck, I can go through anything. Alright, that may be true if you know what you're doing to a point. Okay, first off, one thing to remember, consider your ground clearance, people. I'm not saying you need to have a truck lifted all the way up in the air, and I'll get to vehicle lifts in a second, in my opinion on them. But consider your ground clearance. If you're driving a Trailblazer or something along the line, you know, of a four-wheel drive vehicle that's low to the ground, yeah, you'll be okay in a couple inches of snow, but you get a foot of snow. Once that snow packs up under your chassis, you ain't going nowhere. All right? It's not happening. Now, with that being said, let's talk about high vehicle heights for a minute. I'm going to probably get some flack on this from some people who like the big monster trucks, but I'll tell you this. I have nothing against people who lift their vehicles, providing it's done right. If you just want to lift your vehicle for show, or you just like the look, that's cool, man. Do what you got to do. You like it, you love it, go right ahead. Nothing against you for it. But if you're building a vehicle and you're lifting a vehicle for a survival vehicle, a bug-out vehicle, whatever you want to call it, escape vehicle, I don't care, whatever you want to call it, lift your vehicle for the conditions that you're going to need it for in the area that you live in or the areas you will be traveling through or going to. What I mean by that is, if you're going to be living in an area like I do, New York, where I am on Long Island, New York, we get approximately, the most snow we might get in real bad blizzards, maybe 2 feet. I can go through 2 feet of snow, no problem, in my truck. And my truck's not super crazy lifted. It's got a light lift, a little bigger tires, nothing nuts. But if I lived in an area like upstate New York, where to them they could get 2 or 3 feet of snow a day, I've seen it happen. Or Pennsylvania and the Poconos. I mean, I've driven through those areas. I know it happens. I know people up there in those areas. It happens. I got friends in Buffalo, New York. They get blanketed in freaking 3-4 feet of snow sometimes. It's crazy. Or if you live in a place that's a high flood zone, you're going to want to lift your vehicle up higher if you live in those areas, right? But if you live in an area like I do, and where I want a lot of highways and stuff, I don't want a vehicle that's only up in the air like that, because it decreases my maneuverability on the highways. The higher your vehicle, the higher the rollover risk. So you need to weigh your risk versus reward with your vehicle and what you intend to use it for. Very important. Like I said, nothing against large vehicles if that's what you like, or if you live in an area where you need one, awesome. But keep that in mind. Higher the vehicle, higher the rollover risk, and decreased maneuverability with extremely larger tires in a larger vehicle. Now, let's talk about four-wheel drive for a minute. A lot of people get in their vehicle, they get four-wheel drive. I see this all the time. And they start doing 60, 70 miles an hour on four-wheel drive. Not only is that ridiculous and unsafe, and it's not cool to do, it's unsafe, but when you're four-wheel drive is not designed to go over 55 miles an hour. You start going faster than that, you're putting a lot of wear and tear. You're tearing up your transaxles, you're tearing up your transmission, you're tearing up your transfer case. It's just not good on your vehicle. It's not designed to go that speed. And that's if you're in four-wheel drive high. You're in four-wheel drive low. You should not be going over 25, 35 miles an hour. I'm sure some people are going to disagree with it and say, yeah, Matt, I drive my vehicle in four-wheel drive low all the time. It's 50 miles an hour. Well, you might. You can, but you shouldn't. It's really not good for your vehicle. Now, again, this is just what I will call what I know as truths. Other people might say it's my opinion, and that's cool. I welcome people with differences in opinions. I'm cool with that. I have no problem people telling me that I'm wrong, or they want to tell me that they think differently about it. It's totally cool with me, so I'm just putting it out there. No offense to anybody, no offense to me. I'm cool with it. Please leave any comments below if you disagree with me, agree with me, or maybe you know something I don't and you want to share it. That's cool. We could all learn from each other. I'm all about that. Now, getting back to driving at high speeds. Pickup trucks. I've been driving pickup trucks since I was 16, probably before that when I wasn't supposed to be, but we won't get into that right now. Everybody gets in trucks, think they're big and bad, and they can go whipping through the snow. You know what? You can. Four-wheel drive truck is awesome. You can go through a lot of snow, do a lot of things. But put weight in the bed, people. Put weight in the bed of your truck. A lot of people don't know this, but a pickup truck with no weight in the bed in the snow and the rain, it can be absolutely horrible vehicle to drive, especially around bends. You can fishtail out real easily because all your weight is in your motor in the front and you got no weight in the back. You start to skid a little bit, the ass end of the truck goes and boom, you're in a world of hurt. So put some weight in your back, especially, and don't put it all the way towards the tip of the back. You want to try to keep it over the rear wheels if possible. Best thing you can do. I mean, I understand in the rain people aren't going to have stuff, and generally speaking, and no average person isn't going to be loaded like that. I keep a lot of stuff in my truck because I'm a contractor and also because I'm a survivalist, so I got a lot of stuff in there. In the wintertime, I got snow blowers in the back too, so I got plenty of weight. And I keep sand and salt just in case. Another thing, you do a lot of winter driving, keep some sand and salt. Even kitty litter could help in the back of your truck. Also, if you don't have a winch, which I don't use a winch personally, I actually have one, and I have a plate that mounts in my rear hitch with the winch, and I can plug in. I could use it. I haven't used it yet. I keep it in the truck, but I don't really use it. It's emergencies only. But always keep a tow chain or a tow strap in case you do get stuck. Somebody else with a four-wheel drive vehicle can help pull you out. Or if you're like me and you want to be a good Samaritan, you could pull those other people out who either were unfortunate and got stuck in a snowbank or didn't know what they were doing or something along those lines. You could be that good Samaritan. Always good to have. Should always have a means to tow yourself or somebody else out. Now, my final thing I got to say is that when you're driving in the snow, in the rain, in the bad weather, people, please slow it down. Slow it down. It's the most important thing. There's nothing in this world is that much a hurry where you need to risk your life and the life of other people on the road. I have no choice but to be out clearing parking lots and driveways and making sure people can get to the stores, get out of their homes in case of emergencies. I have to be on the road. Yeah, I do it for a living. I get paid to do it. But I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of crap. I've seen more accidents, more snowbank disasters, more people in four-wheel drive thinking they're Mario Andretti. You can go 1,000 miles an hour anywhere in the snow. Please, I beg everybody, slow it down. And I want to put something else about lifting vehicles also. If you're going to lift your vehicle, do it right. If you can't do it yourself, go to a shop and have it done. The reason I say do it right is you want to, generally speaking, my opinion, is you want to go with the full suspension lift if you're going to lift your vehicle. It's the most stable, and everything is changed and done right so your vehicle is going to handle the best that it should handle. Just doing a body lift may look cool. Generally speaking, your vehicle handles a little more sloppy than a full suspension lift, and your vehicle is not really lifted properly because you're lifting the body itself off the frame and chassis. Full suspension lift, you're bringing everything up for the most part. That's really what you want to do. And always make sure if you're going to get larger tires, keep this in mind too. The wider the tire, the less traction you're going to have in the snow. Now, I'm sure there's people out there going to disagree with me with that, but the laws of physics don't lie. Okay, you want as little surface area as you have to dig in and bite so you can move. The wider the tire, the more surface area you have, the more it's going to ride on top of the snow. No good. I mean, yeah, you can get all this big off-road tires. I see guys around here with these Jeeps with these monster mudslinging tires. Dude, we live on Long Island. What the hell do you need monster mudslinging tires for? We're not mudding. We're driving in snow. And get tires that, if you're going to drive in snow, get tires that are good for the snow. Don't go out and buy mudslinging tires with the long treads. Those are not the greatest for the snow. Believe me. Some people are going to argue this point with me. You want a good nubby all-terrain tire. You know, like a BF Goodrich all-terrain, a rugged trail, or Goodyear makes nice Wranglers. Cooper makes the Jesus, I can't remember the Cooper one that Cooper makes, but the Cooper makes some good ones. There's Pirelli Scorpions. There's a few good ones out there that you can get. But, you know your tires. Make sure you got good tires. Keep your vehicles in check, guys. Check your tranny fluid. Check your tire pressure. Make sure everything is good to go. And be set up in case you do get into an accident or something bad happens, God forbid. Have warm clothes in there with you. And, just everybody just try to stay safe. There's some good, there's some pointers, good tips out there. Hopefully, this might teach somebody something they didn't already know. Hopefully you guys all know this. Like I said, most of you guys are my friends on here, so you probably know this, but maybe some of you don't, and just first-time viewers, and hopefully I helped you out a little bit. And, yeah, that's about it. So stay warm, stay safe, stay alive, and stay off the roads if you don't have to be on them in bad conditions. Let everybody do their job so you guys can get around safe for the next day. And that's it for tonight. All I got to say for tonight. It's about 5 degrees, 10 degrees below zero with the wind chill right now, so I'm staying inside nice and warm. I hope everybody else is. And I love all my viewers and friends out there on YouTube. And be safe, everybody. God bless.